Hello, all. Good evening and good morning, depending on where you're joining us from around the globe. My name is Isha, and I'm tuning in from Seattle, Washington. It's day 14 of our 21 days Sahaja Yoga meditation series. And a big congratulations to all of you for completing the first 2 weeks of the course together. Today's topic is very close to my heart and one of my favorite, since we will be talking about the heart energy center and how we can develop that unconditional love and pure joy within us. And I am already bubbling with joy to see everyone tonight as we continue our beautiful journey. So, as always, we will begin today's meditation with a foot soak, which has been so helpful in cleansing our subtle system. So in case you don't have it already, get a couple of these items ready now, which includes just a bucket of water, some salt, a towel, and then water for rinsing at the end of the foot soak. If you're new and this is your first session, please be sure to check out our website, which has all the session recordings. I have some favorite sessions that I really like going back to, and I'm sure you'll find ones that resonate with you as well. And then later in the program, there will be an opportunity to meet a Sahaja Yoga teacher in a breakout room where you can ask any questions about today's sessions, as well as any of the topics that we have covered so far. If you want to join, you can simply send a message to breakout room help in the chat. And beyond these sessions, and once we are completed with this, there is also a wonderful chance to connect with a mentor to help deepen your meditation practice. You'll find the links for all of these in the chat available. You know, we already have more than 100 requests so far from you, which is so lovely to see. And if you're one of them who has sent a request, thank you so much. Please be patient and then give us some time to find you the best suited mentor for you. And hopefully we'll be able to find someone in your own city. And I want to remind that this mentor program is also absolutely free, like everything else in Sahaja Yoga. It's not part of like a premium subscription or anything. So don't be shy, do sign up and do use this resource. So we have another week to go for these 21 days of meditation, but our journey doesn't quite end there because this is just the beginning. After 21 days, we are going to take a very short break of 2 weeks, and then we will be back with session 2 for another 21 days. Here we will go in more depth into some of the topics we have covered. Our session 2 is going to meet 3 times a week instead of daily. So we'll be meeting on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And I really hope that you will continue to join us there with the same enthusiasm and excitement. All right, so yesterday we enjoyed the beautiful program on the topic of Nabhi Chakra, which establishes these qualities of contentment and peace within us. And, you know, as we grow more and more content with ourselves, it starts reflecting outside too as this unadulterated joy and love and self-confidence. So that's what we'll discover today as we talk more about the Heart Chakra, which establishes these qualities. And this is also where our spirit really resides. For today, we'll have 2 lovely presenters, as always, who are going to join us and take us through the foot soak and guided meditation, a short talk by Shri Mataji. We have a lovely music session planned for you that can really help deepen that connection. And we'll end with the Q&A with all the presenters. Now, I want to remind you that Sahaja Yoga is always and completely free of cost wherever you go, online or in person. And, you know, I always remember Shri Mataji's words that you cannot pay for your self-realization and spiritual growth because it's as spontaneous as Mother Earth, who grows all these beautiful flowers and trees around us. So with that, let me introduce and welcome our lovely presenters to come on the screen and introduce themselves. Hello, Linda. So nice of you to join us. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, nice to be back. Well, I guess today I could say some of my hobbies. I like to play tennis and watch tennis. I like to cook and garden, and make jewelry actually is the latest thing I'm learning to do.
Wow, I learned something new about you today, that you love tennis. Great. So it's always a joy to have you here. And next we have Angela, who is not just a meditation need, but she's also a musician for tonight, accompanied by a fellow musician and her son, Gabriel. Hello to both of you. Please tell us something about yourself.
Hello, Isha. Hello, Linda. Hello, everyone. We are very happy to be here tonight. He's my son, Gabriel. My name is Angela. We live in the state of Maryland, very close to Washington, D.C. And today we are going to share with all of you a song that we wrote, inspired in Shri Mataji's words about the heart. And it's going to be a combination of Indian music, flamenco, and we are going to sing in Spanish. Spanish is my first language, and I feel my heart open when I sing in Spanish. So this is something that we wrote especially for this program. And yeah, we are here. Ishan is going to play, Gabriel is going to play the tabla, and I'm going to be playing the guitar and singing. So see you then.
Awesome. That sounds like an absolute treat. I can't wait for it to start. But we'll start with Linda first, who will take us through the meditation and open up our hearts. So over to you, Linda.
Okay, I'll do my best. So I want to begin by just saying that when we get to the heart chakra, as you can imagine, it's where the quality of love has its focus. And for me, one of the biggest things I learned, not in the beginning of when I started practicing Sahaja Yoga, but after a little while, was really it's all about love. And I think it's easy sometimes to get lost in the information, the knowledge about Sahaja Yoga or the techniques and the clearing. But for me, something that really helped me to go deeper and to get really more established in this practice was to remember that it's all about love. So, and that gets expressed in so many different ways. So now I want to share with you a little bit about the various kinds of love that we can find in our heart chakra. And first, we can take a look at this slide. There's a slide before that shows the entire subtle system. And just wanted to show you that first because to remind you about how the Kundalini is in our sacrum bone and it rises up our central channel. And if you remember on Monday, we talked about passing through this ocean of illusion and getting to the heart. So that's where we are today in our heart. We've hopefully gotten past some of our illusions of all kinds in the last 2 weeks, and we are ready to be in our heart. And of course, our own Mother Kundalini, we each have our individual Mother Kundalini who takes us all the way to the top of our head, breaks open the 7th chakra so we can connect to the all-pervading power of love within us. You could say that the Kundalini that's everywhere. Some of you have maybe expressed some confusion. I have a Kundalini inside me and outside me. But yes, these vibrations we feel, all this divine energy also is some part of the Kundalini in its greater form. But within us we have our own Kundalini, who is our own mother, who looks after us and is the one who heals, who strengthens, who cleanses, does all that divine work within us. So in the Western tradition, the Kundalini is not something we've known about, but in Sahaja Yoga, she is very real and we can feel her. So let's look now at the second slide where we can see that we actually have 3 hearts in Sahaja Yoga. We not only have our heart where it is in our physical body, which we call our left heart, but we have a center heart and we have a right heart. So we can start with the center heart. This is the place of our courage, of our compassion, of unconditional love, which is the name of this program today. So it's where when it's strong, then we are fearless and we feel secure. So we're going to work on this today in a couple of different ways so that we can feel these qualities get more and more strengthened and awakened within us. Then if we go on our left heart, so when the Kundalini rises, she actually opens up each chakra as she goes, and more strands of Kundalini come up, so our chakras get more and more opened. As she comes up, she awakens and opens our left heart where our spirit resides. So the spirit within us is again another aspect of pure love, eternal love. It's a reflection of the divine that is our true self, that's always there within us, steady and strong. And we want to make it stronger. We want to be fully identified with our heart. So we're going to get more into that in a minute. And then our right heart, you can put your hand there too. You put your left hand there, even as we talk about it now. Our right heart is about our sense of responsibility. It's the place of our Father, so the love and concern that a father shows. So we're going to look at that today. So all these qualities, our true self, the unconditional love. On our right heart, we also have leadership when we have a compassionate sense of how to be a leader. That's in our right heart. And then in our center heart, the absence of fear. So, all right, let's now raise our Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan. Let's do it with good attention inside. We tie a knot to establish the Kundalini there. Tie a second, raise our Kundalini a second time. You can tie 1 or 2 knots. Again, seal it in. Third time. More and more strands coming up. And here we tie 3 knots. We'll give ourselves a bandhan or protection from all the way from our left to our right hip and over the top of our head fully, where we're tracing an arc of protection around our chakras, protecting ourselves from distractions, from any negative attention. It's kind of, you could say again, a bond of love around ourselves too, and balancing as we go, our right to our left. Don't worry so much about how many times. I sometimes get lost in doing it and don't always do the 7, but it should be 7 times. All right. Our heart has the element of air. So let's put our right hand in the center of our heart. Take some deep breaths. We can touch our Sahasrara here too right away and see, already can we feel our attention up here? Because whatever we work on, whatever part of our body, we can put our hand up there, see already if we can feel the Kundalini up there. Compare in a minute when we finish. All right, let's give our foot soak a bandhan, which is another kind of, we do this kind of a bandhan around us, but a circular bandhan to give positive energy, to strengthen and awaken the water and the salt in our foot soak to make it more powerful. We can put our feet in. Breathe, relax. See how we're feeling inside. Let's put our right hand on our left heart. Here we can say what we said in the very first exercise that we did of our self-realization. I am the pure spirit. Bring our attention deep inside our heart. we have that strong desire that let me become completely one with my spiritual self, my true self. Let me feel this is my home. Let's ask our Mother Kundalini, please help us all to be open to receive your love. Break down any barriers I've put up to defend myself, to not get hurt. Let me soften, let go of those defenses. Be open to receiving your love. See if we feel a bit lighter in our left hand and possibly in our pinky, which is our little finger where our heart is on our hand, our left heart on our left hand. Now let's put our left hand on our right heart. Bring our attention inside. Feel that with our hand here we're giving what we call vibrations or pure energy to this chakra. Let it again be receptive to feel this love here. This is where we open ourselves to truly care and express our kindness to others. Catch ourselves if we tend to dominate. Just pull back to feel just love towards others. We take ourselves too seriously or our responsibilities come heavy within us. Here's where we ask, let me not feel over-responsible, let me have balance. Or under-responsible, let me have a balanced perspective on what I must do and what's my responsibility. And we're going to leave everything anyway to the divine. Now see how you're feeling on your right hand. It's maybe lighter, maybe cooler than before. The right pinky finger. Now we'll come to our center heart. Let's again breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Here we want to release any fears. We ask our Mother Kundalini, please fill my heart with your love. Give me confidence that I am protected. Let's take away our hand and see how we feel in our left, right, and center heart. Let's bring our right hand on top of our sahasrara. Breathe, relax, our attention's there. Raise up our hand. Are we more silent than when we began? Let's open our eyes. We can rinse off our feet now. We'll just put our foot soak bowl aside for the time being. And dry our feet, of course, and now we'll get ready to watch a talk of Shri Mataji. In this talk, she is in San Diego, and she's talking a lot about Mexico. So that's to give you a little context. That's where the talk was given in 1985. So let's try to see if we can keep our attention above our head as we take in these beautiful words of Shri Mataji.
The first power that you get is that your awareness becomes collectively conscious. That you can feel another person on your fingertips. That means you become absolutely aware. Like I went today to Mexico. I could feel the whole country. I knew about it before, but my attention was not so deeply there. I could feel the whole country has a very bad left side problem. And the left side problem is affecting even this area. And the left side problem, you can feel it very clearly, that your left side becomes heavy and you feel the heat in all your centers. So you start feeling the atmosphere, the country, the people, an individual, and yourself. So you know the problem of a particular place. I mean, you may not feel that much in the beginning. You may just feel yourself to begin with. Then you start feeling others. So thus the awareness grows more and more. In the central nervous system you start feeling the problems of other people, your own problems. But it is not that you feel them as something which is painful or troublesome, but you feel them as little heat or sometimes little pain, very little, as if you are recording it like a barometer. And when that happens, you want to get rid of it, as if they are your own problem. And if you know how to get rid of it, you can do it. That's what I was doing. And that's how I'm late. Something on the collective. If you are working on something, you want to finish the job, and then you want to attend to another. Don't want to leave something half done. For human beings, it is difficult in the beginning, because from human awareness you are rising to superhumanness, or you can call it to super awareness, into a subtler awareness. So first the awareness is gross, and then your awareness becomes subtler. But with that, you do not feel in any way uncomfortable or upset, because you become extremely powerful, such power of compassion that you don't feel anything, no pain, no problems. The illusions disappear completely. There is no more illusion in the mind. Like people say that when you face something, you are filled with greed or lust. But when your eyes become pure, there is no greed or lust. But what happens? That you start feeling the oneness with another thing, whatever it is, in a way that it is joy-giving. Like you see someone, an attractive person, there is no sensation of baser feelings for that person. But the sensation just disappears, and you start feeling the joy of the creation of that person or the thing. Like in Mexico, people have made so many things with hand. If you watch them, you might think how much it will cost, what will be the price, who has made it. But if there is no thought, then you see something which looks very joyous, because you can feel the vibrations. And you know somebody has made it who might have been a realized soul, who might have been a very great devotee of God, might have been a person who must have thought that this is your creation, O God. Such a person might have made with that feeling which is to be gratified, and you feel that we should take it. The matter has only one capacity, that it gives joy in giving to others, so that you can express your happiness into it. So you become very subtly aware of the matter, that you start understanding the matter, what it means, and what is the use of a particular thing. In the same way, when you meet people, new people, absolutely never known, you know what are their needs, what problems they have, on a wider scale, on a collective scale, and also you know one simple thing, that there are people in Mexico who are seeking God, who are to be helped, who are to be given something that they want. They may not be so much aware of it, but we become aware of them. And a kind of a rapport of a very subtle type is established. And you get attracted towards other people, not through any lust or greed or any purpose, but in oneness with the joy that they have within themselves. The joy of the Spirit. You look at them and you feel this person is such a wonderful person. How do you know? You start feeling the cool vibrations in your hand from that person. And you just enjoy that person for that person's sake, not for anything, whether poor, rich, good looking, bad looking, doesn't matter. You approach the spirit of another person because you have become the spirit. People talk of big things, of organizing peace missions, this mission, that mission, to create a better relationship. All relationships which are at a gross level create problems, because there is some sort of a lurking selfishness behind it. But once it becomes a spiritual relationship, you just enjoy the other person without getting into any discussion about what is your gain, what is you are going to achieve through going nearer to that personality. Thus you become the receiver of the joy, like a lake which is rippleless, which is absolutely quiet and looks like a mirror. It reflects all that is created round it completely and emits complete joy of the creation. In the same way, the heart, which is filled with the light of the Spirit, reflects the complete joy of the creation of another person. Whatever it has in a subtle way, you enjoy it. Then the time you don't see. You go beyond time. You go beyond time. You are not bothered about time. Everything has got a proper time. And you start understanding that this is the time it was to be. You don't become a slave of time. You don't become slave of any habits. You don't become slave of any temptations. But you enjoy the complete freedom of enjoying the joy.
Let's close our eyes and keep our attention within so we can meditate for a little bit longer. The following song that you are going to hear is inspired by Shri Mataji's words about the heart. And you will hear words such as corazón, that means heart, amor, that means love, espíritu, that means spirit, meditación, that means meditation, and many more. This is the translation. My heart beats with love, bringing this song to life. Together, we will walk every path, guided by true love. Love responds to innocence, and to feel it, our life must reflect innocence. When love is true, and the spirit leads, beauty surrounds us. Love's gentle vibrations turn life into poetry. Love sees no borders or races. My heart welcomes all. What was mine belongs to everyone. We are all united under love's bright sun. In deep meditation, love unfolds. It is an endless blessing, pure and safe. My heart, mi corazón, beats with love, late de amor, bringing this song to life. We can open our hands and keep our attention on top of the head while we listen to this song. Mi corazón late, late de amor, y los latidos que siento dan felices, mi corazón es un loco abierto. Somos seres universales. Lo que era mío, ahora es de todos. Estamos todos juntos frente al mismo sol. Mi corazón late, late de amor, y los latidos que siento dan vida a esta canción. Y los latidos que siento dan vida a esta sentida canción. La ra ra ra, la ra ra ra, la ra ra ra, la ra 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 ra. Miles son los pétalos que abre cuando alcanzamos la meditación profunda. Sin pensar entendemos quién eres y que tu amor no son más que bendiciones. Desde el corazón podemos sentir la seguridad de este amor que es un océano infinito. ¡Yay! Mi corazón late, late de amor, y los latidos que siento dan vida a esta canción. Y los latidos que siento dan vida a esta sentida canción. ¡Yay! Mi corazón late, late de amor, y los latidos que siento dan vida a esta canción. Y los latidos que siento dan vida a esta sentida canción, a esta sentida canción, a esta sentida canción. My heart beats, my heart beats with love. Now we can take our right hand to the heart. Let's feel its rhythm, its pulsation. This manifestation that we are alive. And let's say a few times, Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. In Sahaja Yoga, we use occasionally Sanskrit words and phrases because they carry vibrations and our Kundalini responds to them. We can also say in Sanskrit, I am the spirit. And the phrase to say this is Shivoham. As you can see on the screen, on the second line, I am the spirit is Shivoham, Shivoham. Let's try saying it together. Shivoham, Shivoham. And now there are 3 words in Sanskrit as well that describe the qualities of the spirit. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means truth. Chit means attention. And Ananda means joy. Let's say it together. Sat, Chit, Ananda. So the whole phrase, the translation of the whole phrase will be, my true nature or my true form is truth, attention, and joy. I'm the spirit. I'm the spirit. So we can add to these beautiful Sanskrit words a melody. And today we are going to try to sing it together. I will sing the first line and then you can join me. Sachit Ananda Rupa. You can try singing with me. Sachit Ananda Rupa. Once again. Sachit Ananda Rupa. Now let's go with the second line. Shivoham, Shivoham. Repeat with me. Shivoham, Shivoham. One more time. Shivoham, Shivoham. Now the melody changes a little bit, but it's the same wording. Sachit Ananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. Now let's try singing it together. Sachit Ananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. Sachit Ananda Rupa Shivoham. Satchit Ananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Satchit Ananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Now let's try to see on our hands what we are feeling. There is another word in Sanskrit that helps our central heart. So let's all take our right hand to our central heart. And this word helps us gain our confidence, our security. The word in Sanskrit that we could say here is Jagadamba, as you could see also on the screen, Jagadamba. And this word symbolizes power, protection, and nurturing energy. So let's say it together. We normally say it 12 times, as this energy center has 12 petals. Jagadamba, 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 Jagadamba. Once again, let's try to feel, or try to see what we feel in our palms. As well as inside. We can elevate our hands to the heart level. We can also take our right hand on top of the head. And try to see if we can feel the vibrations as a cool breeze, or maybe as a warm sensation. Now we can try with our left hand. We can close our eyes for 1 more minute and meditate in silence. We can slowly open our eyes. And we are going to raise our Kundalini as we have been doing it all these days. Now we can give the protection around our subtle system 7 times. Thank you very much for your attention, and then we can call once again Isha.
Thank you so much, Angela, and thank you, Gabriel, for such joyful music. And I felt like the lyrics of your song expressed everything that we really needed to know about the heart and love. And I hope everyone else also felt the same deep connection and peace inside. All right, so tomorrow we start week 3 with day 15, and we will continue moving upwards our subtle system journey and talk about the Vishuddhi chakra, which is located right here on our throat. And we learn how we can develop that sense of respect and detachment, basically just trying to stay balanced among all that happens in life. Now, we have many resources also available to help us stay connected beyond these sessions. I spoke about the mentor program earlier, but I can never talk enough about it. It's truly a very good opportunity to find someone who can be your guide and friend in your spiritual journey, with someone with whom you can discuss your questions and experiences very openly. And like I said, this is also a completely free program, like everything else in Sahaja Yoga. So do check out the mentor request form in the chat. You can tell us a little bit about yourself in that form, and then we'll get right to finding that perfect friend for you. The WhatsApp group is also a great way to start your day with spiritual quotes and receive course reminders. Again, the link is available in the chat to join the group if you're not part of it already. And we know sometimes life happens and we end up missing a session or two here and there, but we've made sure you can catch up on all of that. All the program resources are available on our website, including the recording of the previous sessions. To grab that link, you can scan the QR code on the screen as well, or get it from the Zoom chat as well. Now, a new handout of today's topic of the Heart Chakra is already on the website, along with all the handouts for our other chakras we've covered so far. So you can print it out for your own reference whenever you'd like. Or, in case your friends or family ask you tomorrow, how do you look so joyful? You can share this handout with them and then tell them the reason this is why. Okay. We have some, options of asking questions as well. And as always, we have 3 ways to share your questions and send them across. Firstly, you can go to the chat, find breakout room help participant there, and send them a message. What they will do is help you get in a one-on-one setting with the Sahaja Yoga teacher in a breakout room right away. And again, I highly encourage this for anyone who is new to the program or is joining for the first time, so you can get all your questions answered there. If you prefer just messaging instead, you can send your questions and experiences to chat Q&A participant, who can also provide you guidance via chat. And lastly, you can send your questions directly to me, who's your MC for tonight, and I'll try my best along with all the other presenters to get to your questions. So we are all here to help you in every possible way we can. Don't be shy to use any of the resources and ask your questions in whatever way you feel most comfortable. Okay, with that, let's welcome our presenters back once again to take in the questions from the participants, and then they can also share, their own experiences, their own journey with Sahaja Yoga so far. Great. Hello, welcome back all. So lovely to see you again. Again, thank you both so much for such lovely meditation. And I'm looking at some of the questions coming through. The first question that somebody sent is, how have your heart and mind become more integrated in your practice of Sahaja Yoga? Linda, maybe you would like to take that, give us some examples where you've experienced this?
Sure. For me, this was a very big problem before Sahaja Yoga. And I was constantly in my head and overanalyzing, just thinking about things and really pretty well disconnected from my heart. And I realized that this was affecting my relationships with others and especially with those closest to me. And so I really kind of did a bit of an experiment on myself, and I forced myself for some time to, before I would say anything, I would make sure that I actually had my attention on my heart. I would actually often put my hand there. And that kind of exercise really helped me to really be more from my heart. And it really had a huge impact, because instead of, what I also realized was sometimes what I might have said might have been a bit critical or, might not have been well received by the other person. And so, but coming from the heart, that doesn't happen, because you're thinking, actually such a beautiful thing. And just in tonight's talk, Shri Mataji said, you approach the spirit of another person because you are the spirit. And so I've also, that way too, it's when I've found more and more, I've been able to see others as the spirit and see the goodness in them. And then I'm much more inclined to be giving them love, and they can feel my love. So.
What a beautiful explanation. And, I felt personally for myself, I just felt like, you start becoming more and more aware and start aligning more with your own core beliefs. That's what really the integration of the heart and mind really means. Mm-hmm. And our instincts also become stronger. Like the vibrations kind of guide us through the instincts as well to let us really know what's really right. When we say we know it in our heart, in this way, really know that we feel it from our heart, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. And Angela, anything maybe that you'd want to share from your side, your own experiences?
Yes, it's very interesting that Linda was saying about that she was much more in the brain, right? So I was the contrary. So I was much more towards the emotions, I wouldn't say from the heart, but it was more over emotional, trying to take every decision based on emotions. And then when we come to Sahaja Yoga, there is this beautiful balance, equilibrium that the Kundalini takes you through. And then you really practice what is called emotional intelligence, right? Because then your heart is the one that is going to think, and your brain is the one that is going to feel. And that is the beauty of the balancing of both channels, right? In which you are not too much in the left, you are not too much in the right. And that feeling from the heart, it becomes real, it becomes genuine, it becomes sincere. It's not over emotional or over rational. So I would say, after meditating, of course, it's a process. I became a little bit more balanced, much more balanced on that aspect.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. Thank you for sharing your experience. The next question is, do you feel more loving and compassionate towards yourself and others since you started meditating? Very much aligned with the question that we answered. And maybe Angela, would you like to go first and answer this?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that for spiritual growth, you are the first person, right? You have to respect yourself, you have to love yourself, you have to be considerate for yourself. And that is something that we lack, right? Because we always hear love the other person, take care of the other person, but we forget sometimes about ourselves. So compassion is very important to ourselves initially. So yes, definitely, accepting yourself, loving yourself, and working with what you have and what you are. It's not just to reach a norm in society that you have to be like this or like that. You have to be happy with yourself, and that confidence make you feel comfortable with yourself. You like yourself, you accept yourself, you try to improve this beautiful instrument that the divine gave you. And then I think, yeah, that compassion starts with yourself, and then it just translates to others.
Absolutely. I mean, what better way of expressing compassion and self-care than just meditating every day? That itself is an act of self-love, really, right? You're just directing it because you're doing it for your own good, your own spirit. Keeping up with that practice, just foot soaking every day, these are all just acts of true self-love. Everything else that we do, like people talk about doing self-love, they're kind of temporary. They may make you feel a little happy for the moment, but then you are kind of drawn back into the kind of situation you were before. But yeah, this is the true self-love. Linda, maybe anything that you would want to add in here as well.
I will, yeah. I feel very much the same way that Angela does about it. And I had a very strong experience in my early days of practicing where I was putting attention on my heart, and I was actually thinking about the Mother Kundalini and also looking at Shri Mataji's photograph. And there was this moment when I kind of realized, because my own mother had many, many wonderful, beautiful qualities, but she wasn't very good at giving love. She would give us a lot of things. She would cook for us. But even her mother wasn't very good at it, and so she never learned it. So I grew up in a family where my mother was not loving, so I didn't have that kind of, you could say, good conditioning of feeling the love of a mother. And when we grow up, many of us, I think, share that experience. And so when I was really meditating on this and trying to say, well, okay, I can get that nurturing from my Mother Kundalini, and even from, I felt it from Shri Mataji's talks early on. When I watch her talks, I feel that motherly love coming at me so strongly, and it's so comforting. And one moment there was in particular when I remember that it just sort of like opened, and I just started crying because it was so emotional for me to just realize that I could receive it in all of its power, and it really changed me a lot.
Wow, so beautiful. And thank you for sharing your very personal experience with all of us.
Yeah.
A question from another seeker, a more practical question, that when we do foot soak, what does tingling mean if that happens? So, Linda, maybe if we can share and talk about what that really means, that people understand that better.
Sure. I mean, not only in foot soaking, but any time that you're looking or seeing what you're feeling on your hands or on your feet, there different sensations will come, and one of them, that tingling, is an indication that there's some blockage that is still there, or is getting worked on by the Kundalini. And so once that stops, or in fact in the foot soak bowl, you may even feel it kind of shoot out, when it clears and stop tingling. So the tingling is an expression of the Kundalini working through a blockage, and it also could be heat that you feel when the Kundalini is working through a blockage. I think sometimes we confuse, I just want to say that, when we talk about feeling vibrations, that is more of a smooth flow of the cool breeze and not tingling, which is kind of a little bit annoying.
And it's just so amazing to think about that we have like this self-diagnostic instrument all built within us, it's just about awakening that energy and connecting with her, really. Yeah, tremendous. Another question on a similar line from somebody in the participant that what could it mean if my right side feels a little heavy after this meditation? Angela, maybe if you can help this participant out.
Yeah, as you said, our hands will speak. And then sometimes if we feel the right hand hot, definitely your right side needs attention. So as we listened in the previous program, we can balance our right channel by doing this movement with the left hand towards the sky. And sometimes using the ice pack. Sometimes you are thinking too much about the future, or sometimes you are too active mentally, physically. So sometimes we have to relax a little bit, and just by doing these exercises, using the ice pack, just taking it easy, it will balance the right side. So definitely it's an indication that we have to pay more attention to the right side.
Great. And we covered the right side treatment using the ice pack a few days ago. So the resources again available on our website. Definitely please use that, and you can revisit it, do it together with that video as well, and hopefully it helps you.
Maybe I can just add that there are a variety of indications that you may or may not start to feel about where there are blockages, and one of them is heaviness as compared when it clears it becomes light, or another is heat, and when it clears it becomes cool, or the tingling is there or it stops. So these are all indications that that something is asking to be cleared out, and we can then meditate by putting our hand there. Let's see, if it's on, let's say, this finger, we can give it a bandhan. We can, all the various techniques we're using for all the chakras we can use to clear when we feel these things.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you for both for giving that great advice. And I hope the participants are finding that useful. You can follow through, and feel free to reach out to us if you have more questions that you would like to get answered. And then maybe one last question we can take before we conclude our program. How have you become more confident and are able to overcome insecurity and fear through the practice of Sahaja Yoga? So any examples, maybe any of you can share about something there like this? Linda, anything that you would like to add in?
Yeah, I guess, I think whenever, there have been a number of times that I've had to be on, whether it's at work or, I do love to sing, but when I have to sing, I'm terribly fearful about it, how it's going to go. So, in those moments, I just try to, that's where the center heart, we've talked about that's where we are fearful. So then, putting my hand there, breathing is extremely, extremely helpful. Sitting down and meditating and just, really centering and getting attention to Sahasrara helps a lot. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can share, something from my personal experiences. I grew up in India, but I moved here to the US for my studies. And I realized, I started seeing how people, the other students who are around me, how they were losing their way, just giving into that peer pressure, really, looking at how others are behaving around them, the kind of pressure they were observing, and giving ways to things that they would normally not do, that's not in line with their character. And I felt at that point, in that juncture of my life, Sahaja Yoga really helped me, because it helped me stay true to myself and not derail and not give into that peer pressure. Because I had, developed that self-confidence to know that what is right and wrong, and to have that confidence to say no when I know something is incorrect for me. So yeah, and then every day this continues on. Peer pressure doesn't stop when you are just a teenager or a young adult. It keeps going on through the life. So yeah, that's definitely one point where it has helped me tremendously. Angela, anything you would want to chime in and add from your side too?
Yes, I think for me it's like every day is a small victory, right? Even if it's a small thing, like if you lose fear to go to talk to your boss about something, very simple things that when you put everything together is a victory, because it's something that for you may be difficult, but maybe for another person, no. But it's something that slowly will give you this confidence that make you like yourself, respect yourself. So yeah, there are many small examples. Some are deeper than the other ones, but I would say is a victory. Every day is a victory when we overcome these fears, and that will give us this joy, because our heart and our spirit shines.
I mean, I can add maybe that, I sometimes find that if I'm not doing something, like I'm avoiding doing something, then I more and more start asking myself why. And often there is some fear about it, if I'm honest with myself. So maybe there's something in the relationship with that person that I need to talk to that I'm not sure how to manage, or something I'm not sure about my skill level for something, So I feel like sometimes there is fear underlying our hesitations, and also fear blocking our growth if we don't face those fears. So that's something that Sahaja Yoga has helped me very much, because I feel like when we meditate also we are more able to see ourselves and to be honest with ourselves, and then to do something about it, because we have all the tools to do something about it. And we really do feel, I would say, empowered, that when our Kundalini really is strong on our center heart, we sort of, feel like I'm a warrior, I can do it. And that really is, it's real. It feels I feel it, I wouldn't necessarily, put on my armor and go out into battle or anything, but sometimes in our daily life it's like that. We have to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But on that note of joy and feeling very victorious in our hearts, I think this is a good time to bring our session to an end. Before I close it, just a quick reminder that, the breakout rooms are still open for some more time. So if you want to connect with the one-on-one teacher, please send a message to Breakout Room Help in the chat. And in case we weren't able to get to your questions in the session today, because of the time constraint, please send them to Chat Q&A, and they're still around. They'll be very happy to help you with it. So let's conclude our program for tonight. Thank you all once again for joining and for being part of this beautiful evening and experience together. We look forward to welcoming you once again tomorrow with the same enthusiasm and with open hearts. So until then, stay joyful. Bye and good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.